And good morning. Old friend of ours here, the Banshee F2H. It is an aircraft that I have ignored way too long. So we would try to figure out where everybody's going here. And so I am just going to follow all the other aircraft around. And we'll take it from there. And there is the aircraft I most want to hunt. Because I'm in an aircraft that's just as fast as it is. And I'm not carrying ordnance, and I bet you he is. I'm not even hitting afterburners. And that takes care of that. And the reason why I am so after that aircraft is for the simple reason that it will absolutely dominate a high altitude game, and I'm in a high altitude fighter and not a particularly maneuverable one. So what I want to do here is dominate the high airspace. I've got long range cannons, but not that long. Again, we're going to concentrate on the front of the aircraft, swing on by, get out of the way, come back around. Notice we're operating at 11,000 feet with no problem whatsoever. Okay, so I have an IL-250, not the aircraft you necessarily want to deal with at high altitude, but there we go. There we go. Goes away. That's the amount of lead I have to give him. And again, you have a blip gun, not quite as bad as the ME-1092, but it's still a blip gun. Again, we're denying the 262 altitude dominance here. And I need to get away from this a little bit so I can make a run on him. And I have something on my tail, obviously, or I'm getting hit by. I think I'm being hit by the tail gunner. Okay, so we'll back off here just a little bit. Come back around, finish this up. ME-209A. And a surprisingly capable fighter. At altitude. I can't blame him. I've killed him twice. But this is my sky and he doesn't belong in it. Wow. We haven't taken that base yet? Alright, let's see if we can take out this. I don't believe he just ran me. Wow.
Be advised, a line of thunderstorms is approaching. We'll soon be unable to provide support. Do you copy? Over. We have complete control of the skies. Way to go. Way to go. Victory.
Looks like we're going to wrap this up here in just a little bit. A little bit of luck.
I'm proud of you, pilot.
And that wraps it up. Yeah, we got a little bit of junk. All right. We killed 8 and assisted with 1. And we absolutely dominated the high altitude space, which is what I intended to do here. Luckily, they had a good ground attack aircraft, and that helped us out a great deal. And 160, not bad at all. 12, 8, 16 for experience, and 640 for free experience. And team score came in a comfortable number 1 on the winning side this time. And not a whole lot more to say on that. I did not take ground ordnance because I did not want to give up the speed for an aircraft that is almost strictly a boom and zoom. And it's not like this is an aircraft that I can spend a whole lot of time in ground attack in that role. It carries 8 Havar rockets if you want to. Each does 1,500 points of damage. You know, so quite a bit of damage if you want to use it. Good for taking out a medium ground target, but I will point out that you will take out exactly 1 medium ground target. And I never get close enough in this thing to the ground to ever make use of it. It might be occasionally useful if you get behind bombers, but you get a 720 DPS quartet of guns here with a decent amount of distance. To me, taking out bombers is fairly easy with it, so I just don't see a whole lot of use for them in this particular aircraft. Now, I have subscribers and contributors that swear that it's and I've run it sometimes like that, and I've even done ground attacks with it. I just find that your time is basically better spent with this particular aircraft, taking down the opposing ME-262s, F2Hs, other quick aircraft, high-altitude aircraft that are going to give your side a fit if they're left alone. Now, the reason I picked on that 262 was because left alone, he will again and again do nothing more than boom and zoom on every aircraft that you have out there, and will quickly ruin your parade. And it's not something you really want to go do, right? Or participate in if you can avoid it. And this aircraft, by shooting them down, stops that from happening. So it does what it does extremely well. Its faults, where it has them, let's talk about airspeed first. With a clean configuration, your cruise speed is 415 miles an hour. That is enough for any aircraft in Tier 9. You can go straight after them without any problem at all. They can't run away from you, and if they're moving that fast, they're not going to outturn you either. So against opposing aircraft of the same type, it's extremely capable. Your dive speed is 596 in a clean condition. And so that's why I typically run it in a clean condition. And I'm always happier with the aircraft when I run it in a clean condition. Maneuverability is where it hurts, and it does hurt. All right, 14.4 is a really crummy turn speed. And sometime, if I can ever get this thing turned around, there we go. On the plus side, it's got 8,200 feet in altitude performance. So you can get up there, and you saw me operating just fine at 11.2, 11.5. No problem at all. You know, you're not going to get the optimum output out of the engine from that point, but you can operate there just fine. Doesn't seem to bother the aircraft at all. All right. And you notice we're getting close to the specialization here. We'll have to work on that some more to get it, but by God, we're well on the way, according to this bar, whatever that bar is. And I'm looking forward to that. When you look at the upgrades on this, let's go here. This is one that I miss, and this is one I want to get. So let's get the long gun barrels. I'm going to apply that. Okay. And now that should have jumped up. I'd hate to have to take the game down and put it back on, but it is looking more and more like that's exactly what I'm going to have to do. Yeah, this should jump up a little bit. We'll see what happens with that. Calibration doesn't really seem like it's got a whole lot more to go. I doubt I have enough parts to calibrate or to enhance it, but we can try. Now, I'm missing a couple parts, mechanical parts, looks like. Okay. Well, enough of that nonsense. I probably just grabbed my future Sabres guns, but that's okay. When this is operating, I would be looking right at about 2,800 feet per second, just shy of our distance on this. And I'm not sure that it is operating correctly. I had a problem the other day, and when I tried to upgrade to the Sabre, which you notice I have the experience for, and what happened was this. So be aware to make sure that you, I've been working on the Fury, got that, and got the experience on all that. And when I went to upgrade, all my experience disappeared. And I sold the FJ1 Fury first, before I hit the research. And I'm going to tell you, please hit your research button first. Don't get rid of your Fury. And I got a ticket in with tech support, and they still have not got back to me on this. I guess the guy went on an early weekend and left the ticket sit where it is, because I have not got a reply in 24 hours, despite me coming back a couple of times. So that's unfortunate. I would like to show you guys the Fury, but we had a very good outing in a F2H Banshee, and I hope that will suffice for now. We are actually coming up on, we're under 100,000 last time I checked. Well, now 38. So worst comes to worst, I will just purchase the XF-90, which is an exciting aircraft, but it's even more of a turn dog. It's 17 seconds turn time on the aircraft, but it does over 1,000 DPS in the front gun. So you talk about the ultimate boom and zoomer, that's it. And an aircraft I'm very much looking forward to getting. Alright folks, that's going to wrap it up for today. Listen, I want to take a moment and thank you very much for watching with me. It's a privilege to be a content provider, and I know I have a very hardcore of supporters. I want to tell you from the bottom of my heart how much I appreciate you. Make sure that you like the video and that you subscribe. We can use all the subscribers I can get, and we'll see you tomorrow.